'Twas the year of the pandemic, and the devil chased our friend. Our young yet waiting memories cried out against the threats. For we loved the store just like a friend, our love was unexpressed. So to save this treasure from the grave, we decided to invest. A roaring cat did sound the call to those who listen best. But soon that sound did cry did fall on ears of a mad autist. Stand up, said he, and fight with me for the riches in this chest. The crime is bold, the system sold by men to a cluttered mess. And we say to you, oh brother, was it worth it in the end? And that money made with paper hands when turning on your friends. For the people who have held on strong, our eyes on the horizon. We see you turned your back on us, and our hands turned to diamonds. The rally cry was simple on the lips of folks so free. Take your loans and college funds and buy that GME. These imbeciles will lose it all, laughed men on the highest street, till they saw the sudden rising of a stock so pure and green. The price did surge into the sky on wings of Valkyries. Our hands were turned to diamond hope and eyes filled with tendies. Oh no, they cried, our game they've spied, and now they'll ruin me. Run and tell our friends and pets who run the SEC. And we say to you, oh brother, was it worth it in the end? And that money made with paper hands when turning on your friends. For the people who have held on strong, our eyes on the horizon. We see you turned your back on us, and our hands turned to diamonds. The market cracked and buckled fast, they screamed from the TV. We'll stop these dumb upstarts at once before we leave GME. They wish to win our twisted game and take our funds for free. And who the fuck is this new king they adore as DFE? We'll find out every dirty trick, and then, my friends, they'll see that Citadel and Melvin can't stand at all for us apes to be free. Oh, the battle lines were drawn at once, the weak left with regrets. But apes are strong together, we said from Wall Street bets. And we say to you, oh brother, was it worth it in the end? And that money made with paper hands when turning on your friends. For the people who have held on strong, our eyes on the horizon. We see you turn your back on us, and our hands turn to diamonds. For months now has the fight gone on for what you know is right. But soon the dawn will spawn the day that brings this crime to light. They've called us every dirty name, but we chose to ignore. Our diamond hands will hold this day until our rockets soar. You could have walked away back then, you could have turned and ran. But you took all the people's cash and made them take a stand. Now that group that you have vilified has spread across the land. From the basement of our wife's boyfriends to autists in a band. And we say to you, oh brother, was it worth it in the end? And that money made with paper hands when turning on your friends. For the people who have held on strong, our eyes on the horizon. We see you turned your back on us, and our hands turned to diamonds. The hedgy tears will fuel us while we soar up toward the sky. With shares gripped tight in diamond hands and hearts so filled with pride. You fought, you lost, and now you see the price of your appetite. When people came together and forced your greed to die. And we say to you, oh brother, was it worth it in the end? And that money made with paper hands when turning on your friends. For the people There once was a stock that put to sea. The name of the stock was GME. The price blew up and the shorts dipped down. Hold my bully boys, hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. She had not been 2 weeks from shore when Ryan Cohen joined the board. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take his shares and hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Before the news had hit the market, Wall Street bets came up and bought it. With diamond hands, they knew they'd profit if they could only hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. No deals were cut, no shorts were squeezed. The captain's mind was not on greed, but he belonged to the artist's creed. He took the risk to hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. For 40 days or even more, the stock went up, then down once more. All gains were lost, it was looking poor, but still those traders did hold. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on, the short's not squeezed and the gain's not won. The tendy man makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go. Soon may the tendy man come to send a rocket into the sun. One day when the trading is done, we'll take our gains and go.
Yo, shout out Wall Street Bets, JJ, Brian, Elon Musk, my mom, what up? Ooh, I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands. Ooh, yeah. GME, AMC, take that risk all on me. Robin Hood, you a dork, saving shorts while we squeeze. I don't got paper hands, sticking it to the man. I don't got paper hands, hold the line and stand. Diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands. Ooh, yeah. Wall Street bets, trimming the hedge, playing the game, but now we ahead. They getting mad, going in debt. We getting rich, Wall Street is dead. I don't got paper hands, sticking it to the man. I don't got paper hands, hold the line and stand. Diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands, diamond hands. I got diamond hands, diamond hands. Ooh, yeah.
Audio. Say we just got this.
Bro, diamond hands, hold the line, huddle, hold on for dear life. Fucking AMC to the moon, baby, rocket ships. I'm a rocket man.
From my experience, this will end in tears. You know, GameStop is not worth $500, not worth $40, not worth $30, not worth $20, not even worth $100, not even worth $50. I don't know what the hell it's worth.
Diamond hands rocket, diamond hands rocket, diamond hands rocket, got the tendies in my pocket. Diamond hands rocket, diamond hands rocket, diamond hands rocket, got the tendies in my pocket. My bets, Wall Street, my trades, balls deep, GameStop, call sheets, hedge funds, all cheap. Look at me, I'm the logo, glasses, photo. Yo crew, no show. My crew, YOLO.
I don't even care about the profits, I just want to help put a nail in the coffin. Crony capitalism isn't a free market, you're a fanatic ham in a Robin Hood outfit. Mindset, don't care, broke, been there. Can't trade, unfair. Wall Street, beware.
Diamond hands rocky, diamond hands rocky, diamond hands rocky, got the tendies in my pocket. Diamond hands rocky, diamond hands rocky, diamond hands rocky, got the tendies in my pocket. Trying to prey on the weak, but turn weak when you get preyed on. GME got DFV, these diamond hands gon' stay strong. You say short, we stay long. You say that, we trade wrong. You double down, you in trouble now, got your cash burning like napalm.
How it's supposed to work is when you place a bet, you take the risk, you make the profit. 2008, you shift the bet, too big to fail, they bailed you out, we ate the losses. Payback's a bitch, I bet you wish you had your bets against these kids, but it's too late now. Your day is done, our time has come out with the old and with the new, I get paid now.
Diamond hands rocky, diamond hands rocky, diamond hands rocky, got the tendies in my pocket. Diamond hands rocky, diamond hands rocky, diamond hands rocky, got the tendies in my pocket.
What's important when you're in that hedge fund mode is to not do anything remotely truthful. Because the truth is so against your view that it's important to create a new truth to develop a fiction.
If you invest in a stock that's $40 and you lose 100% of that investment, you're out $40. If you short a stock that's $40 and you're wrong and the stock goes to 400 or 4,000 or 4 million because of a squeeze, then you are literally obligated to go out into the market and repay whatever the market price has determined. And so that's why stocks like GameStop and AMC present such a huge threat for them. It's a 100% legit thing that's happening. The hedge funds shorted more than 100% of GameStop shares. They have not repurchased shares.
A short position has infinite risk. The risk for me is if I lose my $1,000, who gives a shit? I'm right back where I was doing what I was doing. But my reward is $100,000 a share and I get to retire and never do anything for anyone ever again. Cool. I can wait. I got all the time in the world. The apes, as they call themselves on Reddit, they don't behave in a rational market. When the price goes up, you sell. When the price goes down, you panic and you sell. All they do is they buy and hold. There's no panic selling.
Object to the text!
These hedge funds are pulling their hair out because they may have bought at $4, sat for $400, went back to 40, went to 350, back down to 110, and they have not sold. All they've done is bought more. There's no answer for that. It is like art of war mastery by a bunch of idiots who should know better. Like, oh yeah, I'll buy more. I don't care. My paycheck came in. I can afford 2 more shares. Maybe 10 million people doing this who now own probably more than 100 million shares. Eventually, they might own everything. If you look at the numbers, these short hedge funds have over-leveraged themselves to the tune of probably trillions of dollars at this point. And we know from history that they'll generate counterfeit shares and don't care about the failure to delivers. And so those accrue and accrue and accrue. That's the squeeze that everyone is pushing for. They're trying to draw it out as long as possible. And all they've done is just go a hole deeper.
We're going to wait, and we are going to wait, and we are going to wait until they feel the pain, until they start to bleed. That is what I want.
What about the clients? You can trust us with your safety.
I say when we sell.
This isn't about you. This is about you.
I say when we sell.
The trading computers at the clearinghouse, they don't care about price. They just need to balance the books. And so what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, who has prices listed? Okay, there's $1 million for sale at $1,000 a share, buy all those. Okay, now there's $2 million at $1,000.01, buy all those. Until they clear out those 840 million shares that they need to balance the books. I fully believe that there might be some weird, nanosecond where the only share available is some guy who put it for $420 million. He sells 3 shares at that price. Some guy who just put a joke price in to see if it would happen.
So, what you're telling me is that the music is about to stop, and we're going to be left holding the biggest bag of odorous excrement ever assembled in the history of capitalism.
I'm not a cat. I'm as bullish as I've ever been on a potential turnaround for GameStop, and I've remained invested in the company. I also want to say that I support retail investors' right to invest in what they want, when they want. As for me, I like the stock. Thank you. Cheers, everyone.
Pretty good.
guys, welcome to the channel Investing Through Analysis. If you want more technical analysis and fundamental analysis on the most trending stocks, please hit that subscribe button. Please give this video a like. And note that I'm not a financial advisor. And note that this video is for entertainment purposes only. That's it, let's get on with the video. Alright, so in this video, we're going to be analyzing and talking about the company Beyond Meat. First, we'll look into the background of the company, then delve into the fundamental analysis of the company through their financial statements and other information released to the public by the company, and then some technical analysis to see where the stock is going, and then finally touch on some news about the company. So that said, what exactly is Beyond Meat? Well, Beyond Meat is a Los Angeles-based producer of plant-based meat. As a company, they create meat-tasting products using only plant resources. Now, we know what the company is now. This is their mission, but it's also important to know how they're making money off of it, where they're losing their money, the returns off their investments, and a lot more through the fundamental analysis. So let's head into that. Here we could see from their financial data found on their SEC filings that there is a lot of information available. First, let's take a look at their assets and debt. Here we could see from their total assets, it's been increasing since then, since of 2018. Used to be 133,000, now 468,000. Again, these numbers are in thousands, by the way, so do the math accordingly. And the debts have decreased since then too. Used to be about 30,000 in 2018, now 25,000. However, if you look at their statements of operations data, this huge chunk right over here, we could see that they have been experiencing increased expenses and severe losses. Like here, their gross profit, it's not profit, it's in loss. And their total operating expenses used to be $18,000 back in 2016. Now it's $171,000. And it's been increasing not dramatically, but consistently over then. With 2020 being a huge outlier. It increased a lot in 2020. We could also see their net losses. It's also been increasing since then. It used to be $25,000, now $52,000. Again, these numbers are in thousands, so the math. And total other expenses, overall their loss before taxes, again, increasing 52,000, used to be 25,000, dropped down from 12,000, but suddenly came back up. So over there it was a little inconsistent. And while they may have worsening net losses, they still seem to have an increase in average common shares as seen here. Now it's 62 million. I do that number in thousands, but in the past it used to be about 4 million, single million digits for about 3 years. So that's very, very important to consider. Now, if we head on, something else I found fairly interesting in their SEC filings was this comparison of the 20-month cumulative total return of Beyond Meat in comparison to the NASDAQ and S&P Food and Beverage Select. Here we can see that throughout the months, Beyond Meat has remained consistently higher than any of the other line graphs, serving as a positive factor for the company. Now, after doing some fundamental analysis, we have to focus on the technical analysis of the company. So over here, this light purple line is the SMA 180 line, and it served as a support over here, but it's also served as a resistance over here, causing the stock to bounce up over here, but cause the stock to bounce down over here. Now, this is from September to May. If I zoom in to right about the time now, we could see a ton of stuff, very important stuff. So right now, the RSI, it's an overbought stock. And the MACD is saying that it's a potential buy over here. The EMA lines have crossed, saying it's a potential buy. However, you got to understand that the SMA 180 line has served as resistance and support. In fact, over here, it has served as resistance just when the share price was about to go up. This SMA 180 line caused the share price to go back down. And that might potentially happen here. So you don't want to buy itself yet. You want to see if the share bounces up and creates this SMA 180 line as support to further go up. Now, important news to consider, Beyond Meat has spread to Canada with their irresistible Beyond Burger, and they're furthering their goal of making plant-based protein more accessible. And this happened a day ago. This was released a day ago, making huge news for the share price, the stock. Additionally, it's joined as a meme stock. Beyond Meat joins GameStop, AMC, and Research and Meme Stocks Rally. And that basically concludes my video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the content I give, please consider subscribing and giving this video a like. Thank you so much and have a great day.
soaring more than 12% after Bank of America said this could be the next target in the Reddit rebellion. The bank noting an uptick in mentions on Reddit's Wall Street Bets board. Kramer also pointed Beyond's 22% short interest. Beyond is now up 14% this year. And I will go to the trader, the only one on this panel, I believe, who is actually laughing at this whole notion. Tim.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our channel and welcome to another one of our videos. Today we're going to discuss Beyond Meat. I picked up some shares of Beyond Meat and placed some covered calls against her. You're going to see my position. And we're going to cover our CNBC Fast Money video and numerous updated news. Now we're also going to discuss the short positions and the short squeeze. Okay, all the links will be in the below description if you want to refer back to them. And if you're new to our channel, go ahead and click any of the money icons below to review our past videos. And please click the like button and subscribe so you can get into our future videos. So let's get busy. Here's our current position and Beyond. I have 200 shares of it. I picked up some premium already today, and I already have some premium out for next week as well. And if everything goes well, we'll pick up $1,330 for the week on the 4th of June. Remember, Monday is a holiday, so therefore it's going to be a short trading week for next week. Currently the market is closed. It's a little bit after 3 p.m. Central Time. As you can see, 3 of the 4 indices are in the green. Wow, they were starting to go downward at the end there. Okay, on Beyond Meat, today it traded 15.8 million shares today. That's a lot of shares for the stock here. The average is only 3.4 million. And the reason why is we'll go into the short interest and the amount of shares that are outstanding. Remember, it's only a $9 billion market cap. Let's see what our analysts are stating. We have the low of 58. I got the average of 119 and the high of 190. Let's go through the short interest. This is based off of the report on 5/14. 14 million shares are sold short. And that's over 25% of the float. That was an increase of 14.6% from the previous 15 days. The float size is only 55 million shares. It's an easy short squeeze play. I will put all this stuff in the below description as well. Let's go to the chart here. Before we hit the other news, as you can see, there was a big dip here before earnings. Then earnings came out, and next thing you know, we started going a northern trend. Each one of these tickers are 1 day. Now you're going to hear from this CNBC Fast Money folks that this thing could travel right back up to 190. Let's look at this when this happened. We were at about a 129 at that time, and we shot straight up to 193. The Fast Money guys think we're going back there. And we'll see the rest of that video here in a little bit. My thoughts, we are going to go back there because of all those contracts that they got in China and all those other places they put out. But I think it's going to take us a little bit of time. I think we're going to have to take a little bit of a break here, a little bit of a pause for a couple of days. That's why I put covered calls against my position. The first article here is from the Motley Fool Group. 2 reasons to be bullish on Beyond Meat. The first quarter of 2021, Beyond Meat saw 11.4% year-over-year revenue growth, despite the domestic food service segment being down 26% year-over-year. The second reason is looking through Beyond Meat investor relationship press release. The company has announced numerous partnerships. To name a few, in the past 3 months, it has increased its products in Walmart, partnered up with Pizza Hut Canada, And Carl's Jr. announced major retail expansions throughout Europe and opened up a manufacturing facility in China. So these guys are moving quick. Now here's another Motley Fool article. It's stating why is it jumping up 3%? Because Beyond Meat is heavily shorted with over 25% of the float sold short. And Kramer said that the combination of the company's management and the deals such as those of McDonald's and Yum brands suggests it doesn't deserve the negativity. He argued for Reddit traders to rally around the stock to force a short squeeze, and he wants to interview these folks on his show. I will also put this article down below, so let's see what these guys' answers are.
Laughing at this whole thing, openly laughing.
Well, the laughs on me if in fact certainly, thank goodness, I wouldn't be short any of these names.
Yeah, he's honest. You would not want to be short Beyond Meat. So if you're a part of that 25%, I recommend covering somehow, some way.
The desire to shrink your carbon footprint, to eat healthier, etc. There were factors behind this. A new type to make the spicy beef wrap at Yum. And so where do you stand on this? I know it's something you'll never eat.
I think, of course not. And how many times you've heard me say it? I mean, the product doesn't sit well with me, but I do like the stock. And, Jim Cramer mentioned it. And now they have this relationship with KFC China. I mean, now the folks in mainland China can experience some of the joy that I experienced when we did our taste test seemingly many years ago. But, I think the stock's going to take a run at that 190 level that we found at a couple of times. I think you probably own the stock in earnings in early August, if memory serves.
Maybe.
So you heard it from Fast Money there, 190. And I appreciate you guys watching our video today. Remember, make sure at least 50% of your position you want to put cover calls against them. If I was you guys, that's what I'm doing here. I don't mind just making $1,200 in a week. That's okay with me. Click the like button and subscribe to this channel so you can get our future content. Y'all have a safe and great weekend. This is Sonny. I'm out.